Today we're going to be doing a fill on one of my regular clients, and she gets hard gel on her natural nails. She keeps them very short. We cut them down every time, nice and short. So we always start with sanitizing our client's hands and our hands, and then I'm going to go in and remove her old color from her nails. I'm using the Kira Sky 5-in-1 bit here, and I actually think I might be using the fine bit just because my coarse bits were dirty. But normally I would go in with the coarse for product removal, but I think I'm using the fine one here. And I have my drill on 25,000 RPMs, and the drill that I use is the Young Nails E-File. The little bit of color left around the perimeter of her nails is not a big deal. It will be filed off when we go in with our sanding band. You want to make sure that when you are filing at such a high speed that you are constantly moving around the nail and not staying in one spot too long to avoid heat spikes. Now that that is done, I'm going to go in with my cuticle pusher to push our cuticles back before we go in with our sanding band. I always use a cuticle pusher. It just is a part of my routine for every set of nails. I know some techs don't use them at all, but I find it necessary to use one, and I guess you can leave that up to your own judgment, but I suggest using one. I think that it can be a lot less painful and you're less likely to cut your client when you're going in with your sanding band and stuff if you've already pushed the cuticle back. But this is a 150 grit zebra sanding band, and I've got my file between 4,000 and 5,000 RPMs. This is just to prep her natural nail to remove all of those dead skin cells. And if there was any lifting, you can use this to buff it away. And you see that any of that leftover color also is getting removed in the process, which is why it's not a big deal if you don't get every tiny bit when you're removing the color in the beginning. If you see her other hand throughout this video, she does have a little sore on one finger. It's very red and it looks bad, but it was not bleeding. It was not oozing or anything like that. There was nothing wrong. I just made sure that during the service I avoided that corner of her finger so I wouldn't make it bleed and I didn't irritate it or anything, and that's all I did. Alright, and here we are with the Atwood Industries Sciver bit, and I'm going to use this to further push her cuticles back, and it will also buff off any dead cuticle that it comes in contact with. And of course I'm going from right to left, and then we'll go back and do left to right, switching our drill in reverse for this side. And then after that is done, I will go in with cuticle nippers if there are any other little pieces that need to come off. This is also on a very low speed, usually about 5,000 RPMs. The These cuticle nippers are from Elegance. I think they're wonderful cuticle nippers. They're just a little bit pricey in my opinion. And here we are filing down the nails since she likes to keep them short. And then also I'm just filing the sidewalls a little bit to make sure that they don't get wide as they grow. And you can also use your hand file if there was any lifting that you missed. And never be afraid to go back to a step if you miss something. You see, I just picked up the cuticle nippers and I'm trying to get that little bit of dead skin there. There's no shame in going back to do something. If I'm applying acrylic or gel or anything and I start the filing process and I realize that there wasn't enough somewhere, I'm gonna go back and apply it. You just need to do whatever's best for the set of nails. But we're cleansing and dehydrating the nail plate. I used gelish pH bond to dehydrate the nail plate, and then I went in with acetone. And then now we're going to be using the gel bottle ink rubber base coat to prep the nails for the hard gel application. This is one of my ride or die products. I use this in every set of hard gel nails that I do. And it lasts a very long time. It's completely worth the price. It only needs to be on any part of the natural nail that's showing as well. Now we're gonna go in with the Elegance One Step Gel. So I apply a slip layer first, and then I take a bigger dollop of gel, and I start in that fill area and try to get it leveled out with the rest of the nail, and then just bring it down. I believe I end up going out of frame, so I just skip over the nails that I can't show you. But see how I'm just working the product around, and this is sped up. This is not how quickly you're moving the gel around. But just going in with that slip layer again, and then picking up your bigger dollop and moving it around that fill area where you're gonna need the bulk of the product, and then just smoothing it over the rest of the nail. So I had already went in with my sanding band just to file the surface of the nail, but I was pretty much out of frame for all of that, so I just took it right out. And now we're doing the cuticle filing, and this is the Atwood Industries prep bit. I think this is the small prep bit, and I love using this for finish filing the cuticle area. It's not aggressive. It's not gonna dig into your product, but it's great to get right in there and make sure you're sealing that cuticle area and making a smooth transition. I also will use it if I feel any like bumpy areas. I will go over the nail with it. So it's kind of a multi-use bit. And then I'm gonna use the Young Nail Swipe to cleanse the nails before we go in with our polish application. The first color that we're using is D&D Powder Room, I believe. And this is going to be on her pinky and her ring finger on both hands. So I'm going in with one coat first of this. I'm a slow polisher, guys. I really just try to take my time and get it as perfect as I can. And I'm not perfect and I do make mistakes, but I really do try to take my time because it just gives you such a better look when you have a smooth, even, clean polish application. And the rest of her nails are gonna be black. And this one is, which brand is this? I think this is Gelish as well. I think it's the Gelish brand black. I have a couple of blacks. This one and I think ASP are the ones that I use currently. Not for any reason other than I really needed some and I had to go to a Sally's and that's all they had. So I bought both to try them out and I think they're pretty equal products. They're not the best, but they're better than what I had prior to this. I was using the Kira Sky black. Now this polish is a bit older. It's probably about 5 years old. But I had nothing but issues with that black gel polish. So we're gonna go in for 2 coats of this. I know that I get this pinky nude color on camera, but I don't think I do. I don't know if I get the black on camera, but either way, we're doing 2 coats of both of these colors. And we are curing between coats, just so I know not everybody knows that. If you're not familiar with working with gel polish, we are curing between layers. And I like to work in 1 or 2 finger sections a lot of the time, not just because I'm using a different color. This is actually, that was the Light Elegance stripey brush. I love to use that to go around the cuticle area and get it nice and smooth. But yeah, I love to work with like 1 or 2 fingers at a time and just work back and forth between the hands. When I'm applying my gel polish, I just always end up having it run into the cuticle area if I try to do all 5 fingers at the same time. So I usually do just work like that. Now we're gonna go in with the Valentino Diamond Gel. I've used this a few times now. I do like working with it. I don't know how great it is at holding the stones for an extended amount of time. I first tested it on my nails that you see in this video, and these nails are, ooh, how old are these nails? I think they're about a week old, maybe. Getting there. I still have all my crystals on that hand. Nothing feels like it's going anywhere, so that's great. But I have used it on a few clients, and I will see when they come back to me as well how well they last. This client has never gotten stones before, so this is her first time ever getting anything like that, so I'm very curious how they will last on her hands. But we are just going in with some Swarovski crystals and some caviar beads there. They were just the regular crystal, like the clear crystal color. That was some foil gel. I used the Not Polish foil transfer gel, and then I just went in with some silver foil and did like an abstract design with it. And then we're going in with some gel paint from Light Elegance and the Light Elegance swirly brush, and creating just some random rounded lines, kind of like arches. She had a picture that we were following. I'm pretty sure in the picture the black lines in it were either spider gel or a nail sticker, but I don't have either one of those, so we just went in with some black gel paint to do it. And then we're adding a couple of black dots in the lines that we made. Now I'm using the Not Polish Matte top coat on all of the black nails. This right now is my go-to matte top coat. It's pretty inexpensive and it works great. I don't get those funny like lines that you normally get in matte top coats. And I'm using the Not Polish Glossit top coat on her other two nails. I know that I don't really get them in frame, but oh, this one kind of. And I'm also gonna take a small detailing brush to go around the back of the crystals and top coat over the caviar beads. This is really important so that your clients aren't getting their hair caught in their crystals. It will help with the longevity of them, and putting it over any of your metal pieces will keep them from turning colors. And then I'm just gonna go back in with my file to touch up the shape a little bit. And once that's done, we are gonna use the C&D Solar Oil, and that's the cuticle oil that I use. We're gonna rub that in. And then I always take a lint-free wipe with some alcohol on it. So if they're shiny nails, I don't always use alcohol, but especially when we're doing matte, because if you use alcohol on a matte top coat, it'll remove all the oils and make them matte again. So we're gonna go in with that to make sure they're all completely matted back up. And that's the end of this. This is super easy to do. I love working with gel on short nails. If you have clients who love short nails and they want acrylics, I would really suggest gel for this. I just feel like it's easier to work with. You can get a more natural appearance to the nails than I feel like you can do with acrylic. But that is the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.